Hey everybody, do you want to make a D&D podcast like us or really any podcast? Well, then you got to know about Anchor. First off, my favorite part, it's very free. It's the most free. It costs no dollars. That's sick. Second part, you can start monetizing with their monetization tools immediately with no minimum listenership. Also very sick. You can now, this is new, you can take any song from Spotify and add it directly into your episodes. And let me tell you, that's freaking sick nasty. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Last time on Lawful Stupid. William, the doors open and you see inside a white lab coat. The tail of it whooshes out and the door shuts. There are these giant tanks along the left side of the room. Inside of them are Misery.
Breeze.
You.
What? Me?
Miss B. And you see in the last tank is Lucian. The room fades back into just a plain wooden box. You come around the corner and you see standing, leaning against the stone face with a hood up, Breeze. What took you so long? Kind of looking over the cliff. He says, well, the footprints just ended the cliff and they look like they're walking off.
Could one of you hold my hand? She's gonna step out. The Sun Elves live over here last I heard. Perhaps they have come up with their own way of creating the same magics.
As you do, you find purchase on land. Only the ground beneath you begins to appear as you make steps. And you see before you this large golden gate that is opened. And there are two guards, and they have halberds. They cross those halberds. What is your purpose?
Was there a figure with a lab coat who rolled through here?
He says, step forward.
I step forward.
And he leans in, and then he quickly grabs your hand and cuffs you and says, you can talk to the warden. Bertrand, the beautiful sun elf, has reached around behind William as he was pretending to, talk to him for a moment, and has slapped on this glowing orange cuff onto one hand, and quickly slaps on the second one as well behind your back. And William is cuffed, and he's not kind of being rough about it, and he says, "I'll need you to follow me, please. Don't make this difficult. It should be over in just a moment. If you can just speak to our leadership, and you can be on your way." And he says that looking at all three of you, four of you, Breeze included, who is just as stunned as anyone else.
I'm not sure the cuffs are necessary. Normally, we don't do it this way.
Fume is going to pull out a cigarette and light it, and then he's going to stick his hands out, fingers interlaced, just you're going to feel silly in a minute.
And he doesn't do it menacingly. He takes out another set, and he's like, let me know if they're too tight. And he puts them on you as well.
Not my color, but...
And so he Breeze, puts his hands out, same thing.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna jump the cuffs to be in the front of me instead of behind me.
And the other guard kind of makes like a and then he just sees that you're still in him, and he
just kidding. My hands in front of me.
And the Bertrand looks back at him, and they kind of look at you, and they're like, still in cuffs, and
it's more comfortable.
And so then they come over to Miss B, Bertrand, and he looks at you. And he kind of has a face, and he's like, here you go, ma'am. And lets you kind of...
Put your own cuffs on?
Put my own cuffs on?
If you could just cuff yourself.
Miss B, just so you know, I can flex and bust out of these anytime I want to, so you just let me know.
Same.
No, it's fine. She'll just offer her hands and just be like, it's your job. I don't get paid to do this.
Do your job, Steve.
It's Bertrand. And
do your job, Steve.
It's Bertrand. And he...
Do your job, Birdie.
I come from a long and proud line of Sun Elves who fought in the great wars and killed a great and many enemy of Taggart. So I would appreciate if you could tell me and say my name, Bertrand. It's a proud name.
Okay, well, I just got one question for you before I do that. Bert, where's Ernie?
I know not. Ernie is working clerical right now. He doesn't get to come out very often. I'm sure he'd love for you to say that to his face as well. Do you guys enjoy this guy's company or what?
Ernest, my friend, the guard.
Yeah, mostly.
He has good days.
He takes a deep breath.
Yeah.
Anyways, not my job to tell you what's happening. Just my job to escort you.
Clearly.
That's a shame. The story might come great from you.
And he kind of walks over and he kind of gives your shoulder like a friendly squeeze and he says, just do what they ask. Just answer their questions.
No promises, but take me to a leader.
They walk you through this giant golden gate. And there's kind of like directly behind the gate, there was some high mountain. Part of the mountain is like almost the walls. But as you pass through the walls, the landscape just opens up for miles. You have these swirling giant metal almost staircases that wrap around the spires of several different like peaks in this area. There are trees that scatter all around these mountains. It's a very green area. And you see in the distance the two moons at this height. You can see them just faintly even as the sun is out. And further back, there seems to be like this giant wall surrounding the tops of buildings you can't quite see all of. And out of the top, in the middle of that, is this gargantuan tree that's canopy folds over the entirety of the wall and that city, casting a shadow over it. And these paths wind between spires, and there's no real like safety nets underneath them. So if you were to fall off the bridges that connect between these peaks, you would presumably fall to your death. And they walk you through a series of places, and people, as they're walking through common areas in town, all the Sun Elves seem to wear very fancy clothing. All of them. No one's is like in jeans and a t-shirt. It's like robes that are embroidered in different ways, and they're brightly colored. Are staring at you, and some spit at Miss B. Not at her, but like at the ground as she seems to walk by.
She's just head held high and just continued walking, like paying them no mind.
Is it me or does the air taste weird? A lot of people are spitting. Is your place nasty? I don't think so, but there's a lot of spitting going on, Bertrand.
It's your compatriot, the lady.
You don't like women here? I just came from a place where they only like elves, and now you guys don't like women? Oh, you're gonna get cancelled.
We love our women.
Oh, great, me too.
We don't love traitors. And he whispers traitors. Miss B, can you roll a perception check for me? I want to know if you hear him say that.
Well, she does that. If she was going to say, hey, Will, really loud. You know what's a neat thing that happened to me after I died? Now,
14, Devin.
I can never forget faces. Any face I see, I can just remember it forever. And I'm just going to look at everybody who spat. Just like, I just never forget them. Ever.
Oh, that's
roll
perfect.
a intimidation check.
I'd love to.
You hear him say the word traitor, Miss B. You hear him whisper it to William.
That's natural 20, Devin. That's natural 20. Plus 1, 21.
As you say, I remember faces. They gasp like parents turn their kids' faces away as quickly as possible, and they like cloak themselves. But they all like turn. Whoever was in the distance to hear you turn their backs to you and begin to walk away.
She'll click her tongue and Even though I guess William's in front, I don't know where our line order is at the moment,
yeah.
but...
I'm in front with Bertrand. I think we're walking side by side.
She'll just kind of in reference to William from the spitting, just be like, it's because I'm a child between a sun elf that didn't want to fight in a war and a moon elf that didn't want to fight in a war.
And you hear from the crowd, boo!
Pacifist.
Boo!
Yeah.
I'm just gonna flex my hand and just bring out the blade on the light eater gauntlet, just like shing, just like holding it out in front of me. My hands are still cuffed.
Yeah, you're able to.
You remember when you, brought me just a bunch of dead bodies and pieces? Don't do that this time.
Okay. Do you want less pieces, or do you want me to not bring them to you?
Just don't bring them to me.
Cool.
Roll intimidation
Thanks.
checks. This because you've walked further through these crowds.
That is a 12.
I think the kids in the crowd they turn and grab the robes of their parents, perhaps. Mommy, does he mean that? And they kind of look at you just menacingly, with a menacing menace of a look.
No, hold on. William stops to one of the kids, near the kids, not too close because he doesn't want to trigger anything. Don't worry, little one. He only gets the grown ones, and then looks up at the adult. You're fine for a few years. And then he keeps walking.
But on your 18th birthday, I remember I know what faces look like as you've gotten older. So even when you're 60, I know what you look like.
Yeah. I would not kill an 18-year-old elf that's basically a baby.
That's a child.
That's an infant.
They've got to be in their 80s before they're full.
For sure.
Then
puts a whole new meaning to an 80s baby. If you will all roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
Oh, I would love to.
I would love to. It's been so long since the Lurv came along. Where is the Lurv?
I know. I felt like I'd bring it back. Let's see.
That will be a 13 for B.
17 perfume.
15 for William.
You see, as you're walking down, every probably 20 feet, there are these golden statues, and they all look like what you know to represent is a visage of Hephaestus. And so it's it all has the same head on a different body, no matter what it is, but the body is always a very powerful action that is taking place in these statues. And you continue to see those as they line the way to this building they're taking you to. And the sun, as it hits all these buildings, just glow a brilliant red and orange, seeming to change color as the sun moves around this city. And he says, I'm sorry for what is happening, but many people here don't know the full story.
Who's saying that?
Bertrand.
Okay. Why are you sorry? And what's the full story? I was way too busy helping Fume intimidate your people. What'd I miss?
Wiki.
Before you got here, probably an hour or so, there was another man who came into town saying that a traitor from...
Oh, is he a white lab coat?
No, he wasn't.
Itty bitty fella?
No, he was average height.
Dang.
All right, go on.
But he was saying that we were to expect a group of people, one of them being a traitor, and he kind of nods to Miss B, from one of the Moon Elf villages who was trying to spark another war after we had so many years of peace. And so you must understand that is a bit of a red flag when it came true.
Sure. Yeah. Look at us. The terrible band
Would you
of
like me to
warmongers.
tell the future? Would that make me more reputable?
Can you do that?
Yeah, I've been known to do that from time to time.
Perhaps it will help you once we get to talk to our leadership.
Sure. Do you guys have any fortune telling walls around here? That helps.
I'm sorry. And what is your name? I don't know that I ever got your name. Did you tell me your name?
You know, Bertrand, I was going to just tell you my name like I told you before earlier at the gate when we were having a moment, but now you've put cuffs on me. So you can...
Understandable.
You can just...
I'll just call you the pretty one. Pretty one.
Oh, that's fine too.
What I have to say is, I was told to assess the situation. I kind of can read auras, energies. And so the group of us guards are trained in that. And so even from a far distance, I didn't feel the threat that was given. However, the information seems to be accurate. And so we're just following protocol. And hopefully if it checks out and what I have read from you is true, there shouldn't be any qualms. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, sure. Just checking. When you say auras, is that like a color? Do you see like avatars? Do you see like shapes? What's that like?
For some, it manifests as colors, and we've had, so we've gone through several trainings to all emotions seem to be related to the same colors. You may have had some of that color theory stuff they teach, but red is anger, and usually joy is like a blue or green.
Hey, can you tell me real quick what my aura is saying about you right now? Devin, out of character, is that he's never pleased a woman.
It's not so much what the aura tells me what you think about me. It just...
Because no, I'm really channeling some strong emotions right now. How are you reading them? And the emotion that I'm feeling is the emotion where somebody's never pleasured a woman.
Can you roll a vibe check for me?
Yeah, for sure. That's insight, right? I got a 24.
Well, the dice don't lie. He says, "Sir, you are very offensive. I am not your enemy."
Oh, I don't think you are.
Well, why would you?
No. Like you would have to be like a threat to me.
Why do you feel the way you do toward me and the thing that we both know?
I just make a set. I have a +6 to my insight, so I'm actually very empathic as well, and I can tell things about people that maybe they don't even know about themselves. And certain truths are revealed to me, and one was revealed to me about you that I think that you know. I think you knew that as well, but maybe you didn't want to admit to yourself that was true.
Anywho, this is about you all. I am not on trial. Oh, and as he says that, he says...
It's not illegal, the thing that I think about you. It's just unpleasant.
Yes. But either way, we're almost there, and we will get this all sorted out, I believe.
I hope so.
He leads you through a series of... a lot of time you're walking either uphill or downhill at this point. There's not a lot of flat, unless you're taking kind of the giant spiral metal cases that lead you around a lot of these larger peaks. What I'll tell you that you also see are like fantasy. They're robots, like figures flying around kind of the skies, like mech suits, and they're not extremely large. It's almost just like 2 times your size. You still pilot it from like the chest area. You can see sort of the faces of people who are flying them as they land in different places. They look to be more Sentry-esque as you see them standing around some more important looking buildings. As you weave your way through, and you're heading towards the large area in the back that had the giant walls with the tree and its canopy over it. And you walk through these giant bronze gates now, and there are a lot less people in this area. The buildings all look the same. They're very squared. They look like they're very symmetrically placed. The streets are all the same. There's just not a lot of people here. And you notice the noise level decreases significantly.
I thought you were taking us to the warden.
I am. Unfortunately, the most beautiful part of the city is where we hold prisoners. The judiciary branch is here. So anything we do with law and creating law and executing law, passing out sentences, that is all conducted here.
Robert, that kind of says something about your civilization, that prisoners and the law is not as important.
I would say very few of us have been outside of this city. in 600 or 700 years. We really closed ourselves off a lot, and very few of us get the opportunity to get into the real world and see how things are now, and I would not say that I disagree with you.
Sure. If you ever venture outside the wall, just 2 words, Karma Sutra. Karma Sutra. Just look that up.
Okay.
That's your first objective, should you ever leave.
Karma Sutra.
Karma Sutra. You can do both.
The person at the bookstore will know what it means.
Bookstore.
Yeah, just either one. The more nervous you sound, the better, honestly.
Bookstore. Okay. I will take note of that. I thank you for the advice.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. And once you've read it, come find me.
Anyways, we're here. And so...
Just whisper my name, I'll be there.
Common wood doors, and he opens the doors, and you walk in, and the building's not really impressive. Just everything's very bland.
Much like the city.
Tan, sand-colored walls, very flat. There's no pictures hanging anywhere, no art. The floor is just old and wooden. It looks very scuffed up. And there is another guard there who has like a halberd, a standing post, and he says, "Is this them?"
No, that's the next group.
And he says, "Yes, this is them. Stop asking questions. This is not a petting zoo. Take me to..." And he leans in and whispers, "Take me to Mummy."
I want to hear it.
Let me actually, you know what? Great time to pull out an NPC that someone has been given to us from our patrons.
Interesting.
It's not I'm just pulling the name. It's not actually like someone they built.
Okay, let's say somebody submitted the Queen of the Sun Elves?
The Queen of
Mummy?
Oh man, I've used a lot of these. I've been doing really good, you guys. Let's see who.
Good job.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard.
You're a good DM. You don't know the rules, but you care about the people.
I think you know most of the rules.
I think that's enough.
I think like if you like tallied them up, 51% at least, you know the rules.
And that's majority of and where I'm coming from.
Yeah. In the army, that's a C. Pretty sure.
It's just actually go or no go. Those are the 2 grades.
Yeah, exactly.
In the army.
C.
Pass or fail.
No, it's literally go or no go. We say those words. We don't say pass or fail. That would be simple. We say go or no go because it's 2 letters.
That I do know because I had to train that out of an engineer who started working for me. It's like you can't say go or no go. You have to say success or fail. Like failed to do this.
Can't stop.
No, this doesn't work.
Okay, I have it.
It does if you're cool.
I'd used them all. This is just a new one that I've just baked up while you guys are buying me some time. Yeah, this is Queen Lanzia.
Hold on. The queen of your world in this city. You just made up on the fly.
Well, this is the queen of the Sun Elves.
Yeah, Sun Elves.
Not the queen of the world. She's not in charge of anything outside these gates.
The queen of the Sun Elves. You're making up on the fly.
Yes.
You and I world build differently.
Yeah, we sure.
Yeah, we do a lot of things differently.
Whoa.
I have a mustache now. It's the only thing I can have in the army. Queen Lanzia.
Queen Lanzia.
Queen Latifia.
Queen.
Can you describe her to me?
We haven't seen her yet.
We haven't seen her yet. We're just being taken to her.
That's fair.
Yeah. And so you...
No pictures of her on the wall?
I told you there's no pictures. It's a very gray and sandy building here. It's very nondescript.
Dang.
Calm down, Bertrand. Just asking.
Isn't it how cool? Isn't it so cool? The queen
This is my brother Joffrey, and he's just an idiot, and he just can't do anything the right way. But yet here he is, getting paid big bucks, while I have to stand out the front, and I don't get to be in the city. That's cool.
Well, isn't it because you have the more pretty face?
No,
I mean,
true.
Look at the connection there. And she'll like wave her hand because they're both in the cuffs.
Indeed. And because I've developed, I don't know, what we would consider a supreme ability that gives worth to my job and the guard structure here. But, whatever. Mom's still...
What's your supreme ability? Hold on, you glossed over that.
To read...
It's not
you can tell when people know
to read
secrets
auras.
about him.
Oh, to read auras.
So when someone can hurt my feelings without me
that's
stopping it, that's really what my power
That's
is
your
here.
supreme ability. Okay.
And he leads you through a couple more doors that he has like a special key for. And
I'm gonna just project the aura that his haircut looks weird from the back.
it's just long hair. That isn't effective.
I'm saying, but like he's never seen the back of it. He's never seen the back of it.
Pointedly,
So he's gonna be like,
He's
some
gotta look at
contest.
the guy. He's gotta look at the guy to see his aura. He's busy.
Okay, fair enough.
and so you.
But if he turns around, he's gonna get
Doom
an
now
eyeful of
starts
that.
going. Projects aura.
Why does your aura look like a wiener?
That's between you and God, man. Maybe you see what you want to see.
No.
One thing we love at Lawful Stupid, among the other things we love at Lawful Stupid, is spreading the word about your business. Or maybe you want to tell your sweet, sweet grandma that you love her for the world to hear. We want to give you that chance. If you're a business and want to get your services on the air, or just want to tell a loved one a personal message, head on over to lawfulstupid.org/message in a bottle. There you can take around 250 words to say what you want. Business ads are $20, personal ads are $10. Tell the world what you have to hear with Lawful Stupid's Message in a Bottle. You land in a room that is very comfy. There is a hearth, a giant hearth in the center back of the room. Several comfy chairs. There's even like a small food table with some drinks. A large bearskin rug in the middle, and you see a woman poised in front of the fire. You can tell that her arms are crossed in front, and you see her from the back, and she's wearing a crimson red pantsuit, and she has silvery hair that is like in an updo. Bun is on top of the head with like two of those stick things that chicks put in their hair sometimes. What are those called? Anybody know what those called? They look like chopsticks, but they're decorative, and I don't know if there's like an actual name for them.
Super beret.
Hairpins.
Yeah. I would either call them hairpins or hair sticks.
Hey, everyone out there listening to the episode, if you know what those are called, feel free to leave a review, rate the show, and also tell me what the name of those things are.
They're called hair sticks.
Hair extent? No, it's not.
Hair sticks.
Oh, I thought you said hair extensions. I was like, that's not the same
no,
thing.
I googled it.
Is it hair sticks? It's so intuitive.
It's hair sticks, bro.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Because they're sticks. You
It
put
was
in your
it's
hair.
the
I guess
one
that
beauty
was just that
product
easy.
for women that is described as is.
As such.
Yeah.
You guys know what I like?
What do you like?
Big butts, and you cannot lie.
I like in popular media whenever there's a girl and she'll be like an engineer or something. She'll be like a really brainy gal, and she'll use a pencil. She'll do a pencil, and she'll do it like she'll use the pencil as a hair stick.
Twist it up, yeah.
Yeah, I always found that. I was like, yeah, that's good. It's good when that happens.
I'll try it. It does not work for me.
No.
And you see that she's standing there. The room is kind of dimly lit, almost like the fire is the only light source for this area. But you can still see that her skin has sort of a reddish tint to it, very much like the other sun elves here. Reddish or orange is typically the color. And he says, Mother Queen, I have arrived with your guests.
It is his mom.
And she says, that will be all, but I would like you to stay behind and bring your brother in. And he kind of like, yes, my queen. And so he leaves. You hear him say, Joffrey! Joffrey! Joffrey!
Backwoods fucking.
Get in here, you friggin' turd!
Joffrey! Look at me! Get in here! You were supposed to...
I
Joffrey!
telepathically to Joffrey and say, "Hey, get in here. Please, this is ridiculous."
Joffrey walks right by his brother and he's like, "Hey, I heard you need me in here." And she's like, "Yes, please stand in the corner and don't say anything until I talk to you again." And Bertrand says, "Okay, sorry." She says, "You too." And she turns around and she says, she has the same purple eyes that Bertrand does.
Oh.
And she says, "Please."
Have I seen her before?
You have not.
Let's just check. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you haven't seen her before.
Just
Please, take a seat. And she looks at you and she says, Miss B, and she says, "Very interesting." And she kind of walks around you, just kind of checking out, looking, and she sees your constellations, like kind of like the freckles as they are.
Oh, yeah, they sparkle.
She says,
in and out. We're in a darker room. Miss B is standing proud and tall like always.
"So what brings you to my kingdom?"
If you want, I want to dig through like my pouch real quick and pull out my old golden like priest's collar. It's like burnt and like kind of wrecked, like sooty on both, and I'm gonna like hold it crudely against my black dark neck and just be like, "Hey, hi there. My name's Lucian Bright, and I'm a priest of Nova and stuff. You can tell because the collar. So, and I'm just but a humble servant, an envoy, here to introduce to you William, the Flame of the North, envoy of Hephaestus himself, a true and proper wielder of the chain, station thereof." What's the name of this homebrew class, real quick, Dwayne?
The Invoker.
An invoker of Hephaestus.
William like straightens up and his cloak billows.
"That'll be all from you, servant of Kinos, and you're pretending to be someone you're not." You said,
Okay,
invoker.
but he is that thing, though.
An invoker. And she looks to you, William.
Is that a question or a statement?
What did you perceive it to be?
Not exactly what I want. William's the name. What'd you say your name was?
I didn't. I'm the queen here.
You know what? That's fine with me.
Well, good, because even if it wasn't, I would still be the queen here. An invoker.
I wasn't saying you would.
Question mark.
A queen?
Question mark.
Period.
William like pulls out a little notebook, writes down the date, puts it back in. Yeah, I'm an invoker. You're welcome. I think.
And okay. If that is true, many more questions to hold. But first,
hey,
why we're all here?
What kind of like handcuffs do I have on?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Describe them to me physically.
They're like a very smooth. They're connected by not like a chain. It's just almost they touch one another, but you're not quite sure how they hold together. And you can't really see like a crease now,
Do
like
they
where
seem
they
like
connect.
Standard cuffs in general?
No.
Manacles, I think, is the word for what you're describing.
Would be better,
would work
yes.
too.
Manacles, but these don't have like you can't see how they're connected or holding on around your wrists. You're not like sure where like a keyhole or a break
So they
in
seem
them
to be
is.
special.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
And so she says, she turns to Miss B, almost like turning her back, almost to you guys, depending on how you're standing in front of her. "We received a very troubling message from someone who had come to our village, stating that a traitor of the Moon Elves, with intent to start some things, had made their way here, and I presume that is you, your name?"
Beatrice, and that's presuming a lot. I do not come from the village of the Moon Elves. I have no intent to start anything as a Twilight elf. the whole point is to be the middle ground of peace, love,
Harmony.
lack of war, harmony, of course.
Do you understand that your breed of elf represents a very troubling sign for us?
That's pretty racist, Queen.
All we've known from the Moon Elves is murder and bloodshed. So we're very hard-pressed to find that a non-Sun Elf would be making their way here. And how did you get in?
We were following a trail of a suspicious man.
We walked.
Yeah.
Yes, but you
We
do
don't
not
know.
bear
We don't
the
know it
mark.
was a man.
Yeah, I know. Invoker.
Again, we will return to that soon.
Oh, that was an answer to your question.
So you're looking for this man. And what
We don't know it's a man.
Nah, that's presumptuous.
Yeah,
Human-
it is
humanoid.
presumptuous.
Why are you looking for this person?
We saw them acting suspiciously at a place that we thought was secure, that they shouldn't have been able to be, and they were, and now we're following them.
Sums it up.
Yeah, it's about right. I'd say that they hit it right on the head. And
I
we
forgot you were there, Breeze.
Yeah, they always do.
You're doing a great
I got a
job.
little spit on me too. That's pretty gross. Your people are not the kindest.
Well,
And she says, "I apologize for that, but it's very hard for me to give to you or relay to you the hatred that our people have. Now, I don't hold that same hatred, but I represent a group of people who feel very betrayed by those from the outside world. We do not get visitors. We have not for some time.
Do you ever leave?
Rarely do we leave.
Because, like, I feel a lot better about the whole vibe of this place if you guys just stay here forever and never interact with anyone else. I think that is probably the best case scenario because you guys are just full of hatred. So, that is good. to
yeah, not really Hephaestus' teachings.
know. No. There's no strength in hiding behind hatred.
Well, rage is the weakest of emotions at Hephaestus.
That's not entirely true. Rage actually
That
has
kind of is.
it's not. We
I
have
said the
been able to
weakest.
survive
I
because
didn't
of
say
our
it wasn't
strength.
useful. Well, rage is the easiest emotion to harness.
And maybe so, but it has kept us alive, most of us,
Yeah, sure.
for so long.
The angry black bear is alive by his rage and attacks things, but that's nothing compared to a mother's love.
I would agree.
Oh, good.
Here's what I have to do to save face: is you will be put on trial.
Oh,
And-
no. No.
Beatrice.
That sounds terrible.
Not all of you.
Oh, okay.
For what?
Still bad.
The man who claims, because you deserve a fair trial, I believe strongly in law and fairness and equality, despite listen, I do not share the supposed hatred. There's almost a certain level of, I have to hold on to this theme of, yes, we are fighting against, I guess, virtually everyone else is what our people think. To maintain almost the sense of, we have this identity for ourselves, and that is what keeps us going, and people feel very strongly about that. So the man who claims you are someone from this traitorous Moon Elf city, coming here to cause chaos, is here.
I am not from the Moon Elf City
Then
again.
where are you from?
The village of the Twilight Elves? Perhaps it's been too long for you guys.
I am over 700 years old. Feel free to try me.
Same.
And he looks at you confused. Or she looks at you confused.
I'm close to 700 myself.
And she roll a persuasion.
Me?
I know, but for
close to
her, we're going to
700.
play this out. Roll a persuasion. Because you may convince her, like, okay, well, tell me what your products are, girl, because I want to get there.
A 12.
And she believes you. And it looks like she wants to ask more questions, but she knows there's more important things. The name of your city or village, perhaps.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. Names have power.
I was like, think about it. It's like, no, it is a storybook to most of your people. Outside of it, she'll look to the other two. I mean, you're the one that was calling it a fairy tale city.
I mean, it's super
It's-
fake, just like this place.
Angel's Cove.
And her eyes go wide. And she says, don't say another word. No, I'm not being mean. I'm saying rude to anyone. I would like for you... we're going to take you somewhere else for holding, and you can all three go together. But Beatrice... I don't know if she had her name at this point, but she knows her name at this point.
Oh,
Beatrice,
she did say her name.
Okay,
It was
Beatrice.
just Beatrice.
you're going to be put on trial to face the accuser. You're going to need to have your story in line. I don't know what he's got prepared to prove that you are not the traitor he says that you are. This will take place tomorrow. You will get representation, and they will come down to your room later, your holding cell. It will be a very comfy place to be. And at that point, we'll be able to figure some things out, and you can be on your way.
So you're gonna take us to like a really comfy holding cell, like right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 key points to cast darkness, so magical darkness, 60 feet centered on me. I'm gonna spend 2 key points and then an extra key point so that I can still see in it. I'm gonna shadow step 2 inches to the right, a foot to the left, so that I can shadow step out of my shackles. And then I'm gonna grab Miss B and Will, and we're gonna go the other way.
So as you try to do that, nothing happens. No magic.
So this is a spell-like ability. It's not actually a spell. So if it's like an anti-magic field, it wouldn't prevent a spell-like ability.
And what is so? Let me double check because you could pull one on me and you might be right. But this is me also learning.
It's a shadow art.
So shadow step, right?
No.
Shadow step, yeah. It's just a bonus action that I can do as long as I from any one shadow to another. Because I cast darkness, or I used darkness as a shadow art using 2 key points and then an extra one so that I can see in it.
All right, let me look at it.
Yeah, his magic irradiates, or his effect irradiates from within.
Yeah, it's like key points, not spell slots.
So it says it's a
Well,
4th level conjuration shadow step. That to me says magic. No,
You're looking at the wrong thing. So this is shadow step. It is a
just ability that is within.
It's just an ability
for
It's
monks.
just when you are in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have advantage on the first melee attack that you make before the end of the turn. It's just a monk ability.
So
It's not-
that
doesn't even cost a key point. I can just do that for free.
the teleporting is what makes me think magic. I mean, correct me if you think no.
So the way that it manifests is more like I throw down. I'm
stepping
a ninja, so like I would
between-
throw down a smoke bomb, but it is a teleport effect. But it's a spell like ability, not a spell. You're the DM. If this just has to not work, that's cool.
No, it doesn't
But-
have to work. I just want to make sure that I'm okay.
The way I would
So
explain
you
it,
can't, you
Devin,
couldn't
is
counterspell it. This because
exactly
it's not a spell.
the way they're adjusting the D&D stuff is like monsters no longer are going to be casting spells by default. They will have abilities, so you can't counter spell their
okay, that's a new thing they came out with. Okay, so
Correct.
I will allow that. But you said you cast darkness. That does not work, right?
So no, that's a shadow art. So
Okay.
I just said I cast darkness because that's the easy way
Gotcha.
to say it.
So this is all
I spend
ability
2
driven.
key points to
Yeah.
use a shadow art, which replicates the effect of the darkness spell. Around
It's kind of like invocations. They're not spells because they're not. You'd have to break his link to the elements.
Or like lay on hands. Lay on hands is not a spell. It's just a thing you can do.
Okay.
Wouldn't you consider a spell something you use the material, verbal, or somatic components?
It's not. The real rule is it's not a spell unless
You're not
it
a
either
monk
says
or
it's
something?
a spell. Like if some racial abilities say that you can cast this spell once per day or whatever because you're that racist, but because you're that race. But if you, I said racist, I don't know why.
It's a vibe of this whole place.
I think I was trying to say plural races, like you are multiple races. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what your race is, allows you to cast that spell. But the rule of thumb is if it doesn't cast a spell slot, it's not a spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let's play this out then.
It's the way I understand it.
I like it. Let's do it. So this black, so you tell me this black kind of smoke in 60-foot radius. It's going to fill this room, is what it's going to do.
Yeah.
It's just, but you can see in it
Specifically, only me. Even if you have dark vision,
because you spent points. Yes.
Yeah.
So even if you have dark vision, only you can see. So what does that look like that you can see? Is it just like
I think what happens
a smoky
is
gray?
When Fume asks that question, he says, "Hey, so we're going to be taken out like right now?" And she's like, "Yeah, right now." He just like makes a couple gestures with his fingers, like in between his cupped hands, and then like this big black inky smoke just starts billowing out from underneath like his cuffs, like of these kind of threaded sleeves that he has. It just starts pouring out smoke around him, and then once that darkness has enveloped him, he kind of just moves through the shadows, and he becomes kind of smoke himself for a moment as he steps to the left and his manacles fall to the ground where he once stood, and then he grabs Miss B and Will both by the arm because they can't see and just pulls them backwards out the way they came.
So a few things happen. Your manacles are glowing. They were had that glowing color, and now in this darkness even you can see where they are brighter than. And you can see where the manacles of William. You can see the manacles
that's all I
of Beatrice,
can see,
of everyone.
Well, I
yes,
can
kind of
see
where
everything,
they
but that's
are.
all anybody else could see. Maybe is that what you're saying?
No, they can't see that. Only you can see that.
Oh, I can see it, but they're glowing.
You
to
can see
me.
that those are brighting. Yes.
Okay.
And I think as you go to grab them out and you're about to leave, what you hear the Queen say is, "William, I can help you unlock your powers." And so you can choose to keep running and you can go out the door.
I'm running and pulling Will. If he tries to resist me and pulls the other way, I'll let him. For sure, I'll stop.
B is going to resist as well.
Oh,
She's going to stomp down her foot and be like, "I'm going to do this." And just like do that arm tug in the middle.
What am I getting from Will?
Go ahead, Miss B.
And Breeze is like, I'm going to go. I don't care.
I want to break my manacles, like just pure strength. That's what I want to do first before
Could
I
you
make a
melt
decision.
him off?
I mean, if he'll let me, but I checked. They seem pretty magical, so I didn't want to like try and cast a bunch of like fire on them.
What do you want to try?
I mean, I don't want to. I just want to try and bust them with pure strength. I don't like. I've just set them an invoker. I'm not trying to show them anything.
You know what? Roll a strength check. We'll let the dice decide.
Well, I know what a standard check. It has to be a pretty strong.
I have a number
break.
in my head for it. Yes.
I was like looking at this old D&D Beyond sheet. Fuck, man, it's 5 plus my athletics, so it's not gonna work. 13. It's not.
Yeah,
high.
no, you are not able to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No one
would've
see.
had to
Only
roll
you
20
like know
plus.
that you're trying to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if Miss B stops, I think I'd feel that, right? Like that, because we would keep moving.
I think in like this, we've gotten a little bit of distance. We could have a quick hushed conversation, like. What are we doing, guys? We leaving?
Well, she stopped us.
Because she called
Beast
out.
stopped.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm doing
All right,
this.
so we're outside
I'm
the
staying.
darkness in the hallway. Okay, cool.
Well, no, we're still in the darkness because it extends. It's a 60 feet center on me, so it's 30 feet back.
Right, I just assumed if we would stop and talk once we got out, like we're in the hallway, we can still hear what she said.
That's fair.
We can see each other. We could always go back.
I'd
into the
agree with that.
darkness.
You kind of just stepped out. So, and you've got like Bertrand is in there trying to like feel around for you guys. Unsuccessful because you're outside the door.
Yeah, sure. You want to be on trial?
I'm not going. I'm not doing that.
I mean, we wouldn't be on trial. She would be.
Miss B, if you want to go stand on trial and stand your ground and tell these people why they're wrong, I will support you, but I will support you from the shadows, and if anything goes wrong for a second and they try to hurt you, I'll kill every man, woman, and child here and take you out.
Yeah, same. Same, but not shadows.
Behind a magazine.
I have nothing to hide, and I'm the only one on trial. You two should be fine.
Yeah, sure. I'll be your bodyguard. Can I use my chain to break these manacles?
Chain on chain action.
Like my magic or my invoker abilities now that I'm outside of their vision? Because I literally have a move.
So, well, tell me.
that
So,
lets
if you grab your chain is not like all the ways, like you have to have it in your hand, and then it becomes like an extension of and gives you the abilities for those firing abilities. Correct?
No, I can use all those abilities without my chain. My
just
chain is like my
helps,
focus. Yeah,
Like a
it's like my
focus.
focus, but I don't have to like make an attack with the chain to use them. I can use those abilities without attacking.
You hear Eshe say to you, William. No, stay.
Oh, I'm not
Stay.
trying to run. I'm just. Well, I just said I would back up Miss B. This is all in my head. But no, actually, I talk out loud to her. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, that's right. I forgot I do that. It's been a minute. I talk out loud. No. I said I was going to stay with Miss B. I'm not walking back in there with cuffs on like some bitch. So
Listen,
I'm going to.
I've got I got a plan. I know these people.
Yeah.
We're gonna get her out.
No, I don't doubt that. It's all right. I just want to go back in there with the seat of power. Do you want me to go back in there and look like a bitch? Because if that's what you're telling me to do, Eshe, like, you mostly haven't steered me wrong, except for that one guy with the shitty name, and you said to leave him alone. Still has a shitty name.
You know, you were right when you said that rage is the easiest of powers to have.
Yeah.
I think something that I had to learn that you could learn also is looking weak while not being weak is a valuable tool to wield.
Oh, okay, cool. We're just teaching each other life's lessons. Great. Well, your hair looks better in a bun. Okay. I don't try to break
And
the
she puts it up with
handcuffs.
2 sticks. 2 hair sticks.
Okay, well, that's a weird erection I didn't think
No,
I
it's
needed.
2 pins, dude.
That's fine.
Because she lives in a pin. It's 2 pins.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
the city that calls everything it's in that direction? What did we say? That's Kanaka? I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Anyways.
All right, I don't break my cuffs then. I will listen to my goddess. Feels weird to say, even when role playing.
I don't. So, Fume, are you jet setting? You're gonna be.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Devin. Just out of character right now. Look me in the eye and tell me how you feel. Do you want to not split the party right now? Because Fume's instinct is to grab Breeze,
Breeze is there too. Yeah.
and we're just like the B team. Like if shit goes wrong, like I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on me and him. We'll be in the shadows. He's got his sniper rifle, and like we will like if shit goes
That's actually a
wrong, we're
good
ready
point.
to go. That's my instinct.
What I can do
Plus,
is
you guys bolt.
while we play theirs, you will always be like a second away from things happening. It's not like I have to cut to you. Like you're seeing things.
and I can pop in anytime if I want to break my cover.
Yes.
I love the idea of this being almost what is that one game where we played and it's like you flash back and so now they're constantly sabotaging / setting things up. It's like yeah, something like that. It was like a heist game.
So so problem is Bree still has his on, so he's gonna follow you out confidently. But he's got his manacles on.
Right, and we'll
Oh, can I break those? Can I break his if they tell me that?
You can try.
Well, I mean, they'd have to communicate that.
No,
'cause,
man.
Will's-
Breeze has got tricks. We'll be fine.
All right.
And if he can't,
All right,
this
Mrs.
isn't.
B,
If we get him a lean-to, this isn't a terrible firing position. Like in the prone, with if we get like a rifle mount for him, like this isn't terrible. This is pretty secure. He'll be.
I'm
okay.
more worried about you being tracked with those cuffs.
Yeah. Well, good luck finding us, Ninja Vanish.
All right. That's fair. All right, Mrs. B. I guess we're going back in there.
Have fun. If anything goes wrong, remember, I'll be there.
I appreciate that.
Okay. And so with that, does the smokiness, the darkness, does that go away? Do you have to call that away? Or is it
Me and Breeze are gonna run down the hallway, take out a window. We're gonna creep along. We're gonna be viewing this from the outside of the building with suction cups that Breeze has in his pack. So we're doing the whole thing. But as soon as we get out of the clear, then I'll snap my fingers and make the dust go away.
So this area, and it's good because remember the only guard that was there was Bertrand's brother.
Yeah, they pulled in there
inside. And so again, there's no one in this kind of area where this giant tree is in the middle of this kind of judicial area. So you guys are out, and then kind of the smoke clears.
I pull out my mug.
Just for clarity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and burn the key points to do pass without a trace. That's going to give us +10 to any stealth check that we make, plus whatever advantage or what. So you can I think we can pretty much say
yes,
we're pretty good.
Hey,
we're back here being magically stealthy, pretty much supernaturally stealthy.
I love it.
It's a tankard.
Smoke clears. William is holding his tankard. Miss B, what is your reaction?
She's just gonna walk back into the room, hands in front of her, still holding it all dainty-like and lady. Her heels clicking on the ground as she goes, the trail of leaves behind her. She's like, I have nothing to hide. Why would I go?
That makes one of us.
William, Eshe says to you, I need you to tell her that we're friends.
Me and her?
No. Me.
You and her.
And her.
Alright. What kind of friends? Sassy best friends? Ex-lovers? I don't want to mess this message up.
She's going to say to you, I need you to tell her, Hiccup, sit down.
Oh, can't wait. That's the weirdest come on I've had, but I like it. All right, done, boss. Takes a drink, puts away his tankard.
And so the woman says, okay, so you're going to stay.
Yeah.
Looks to Miss B.
Great.
Real quick, Queen.
Yes.
Before we do whatever you're going to do, because you're the boss here, real quick, William straightens up his chest, cape billows, Hiccup, sit down.
And it's almost like you saying that is a force on its own, and there's kind of a footstool thing, and she kind of falls down to it with her eyes wide, and she says, Eshe? And that's where we're in the episode.
My true name? It has power over me. My true name, Hiccup?
That was a good spot to end on, Dan.
Yeah, super good.
Hey, well,
good job.
Thank you.
Good reading the room.
I tried.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I'd love to see a cartoon of a breeze with manacles being dragged along by Fume, just daintily caring for him.
I like the idea of Fume riding on his back.
I can never let go.
I see Fume on the side of the building, attached by suction cups, and then around his waist is a rope, and dangling from that rope is just Breeze swinging. Because he can't climb the suction cups with his stupid hands tied. So I just drag him along. So he's always
just in the way.
So we're actually keeping an eye on 2 floors. So like I'm on this floor, he's on the floor below. And we got eyes on 2 levels. It's actually very powerful.
Is this building multi-storied? I didn't realize.
It is now.
It is now.
It is now.
Otherwise, it's not
World
dramatic
building,
when you
Dwayne.
suction cup across the side.
Yeah.
If you suction cup across the side of a 1-story building, you look like a fool.
I kind of liked that though. Like, it's like you guys could just stand on the ground.
I need a better view. No, let's go to the. Oh, that's the bathroom again.
Go
Skip
upside
it all.
down
Just like
on the
upside
wall.
down.
Couldn't do this though, could I? You're looking at you're looking at the trim on the bottom of the house.
Joffrey's taking
Hey,
it down.
if you wanna support the show, you can go to store.lawfulstupid.org, and if you volunteer such good ideas, maybe they'll turn into stickers or other things in the show. That's really the best way to help, is to go to store.lawfulstupid.org and purchase something. It really works out for us. So thank you.
Or you can join our Discord at discord.lawfulstupid.org and suggest those things for those things to go into the store. It's all a good thing. What was it called? The SSRD?
It's wait, no.
What is
It's the R&D and D. It's research and
R&D.
development
Yeah, R&D and D.
and dragons. R&D and D.
R&D.
I was like, there's a whole bunch of acronyms. We'll get it at some point.
You're
Just
so
kiss
come and join
letters
our
every time.
Discord.
We'll be waiting for you.
We'll be waiting for you.
We haven't done that in a long time. I missed it.
Here's the thing. Everything you're talking about is just going into Discord and trying to like win Avon. That's all you're trying. You like pitch something that's good enough that Avon wants to draw it, so it gets turned into a sticker. That's really what you're saying, is impress Avon, and I appreciate. I approve of that message.
Do it. Make your elevator pitch. Do it.
Yeah,
I dare
elevator
you.
pitch, really comfortable for everybody. So it's December, which means that World Builders, Patrick Rothfuss, that's his charity he does every year in support of Heifer International, making sure people get the sustainable resources they need to thrive and succeed and have long-term sustained advancement, and that's really great for them. It is an event that's near and dear to our heart, and it's something we do every year, and it's a really cool raffle too. You win all kinds of prizes, like great books, like an advanced reader's copy of like a book that Neil Gaiman wrote, and he signs it and shit. Like there's cool shit in there. You should probably want it. Board games, like cool like jewelry from the Dresden Files, I guess. Like you can get like magical pentacles and shit. It's really cool. So you should roll a die at your D&D game with your group, and you should roll for humanity, and then you should hit me up on Twitter, hashtag roll for humanity. Tell me what you rolled. That was all one breath. Okay, and I rolled a 13. Lucky
Nice.
13, baby.
Added.
Count it.
All right.
Count
It's
it.
down to me. We do have a new review, so I will read that.
Ooh.
It goes a little like this. The title is really good, and it's 5 stars, which is great. And they say, awesome. I love listening to it whenever I have free time, and it's hilarious. So, like, it didn't have to be funny. They just, like, listen to it, but it's also hilarious.
That's a bonus.
It says too good. So, like, we're too, like, almost could complain that we're too good. I like that sword that Alice has. And then dragon emoji, dragon emoji, dragon emoji. And this review is by
Listen to enough of that.
by GGG and JH.
Do you think people...
So
I love when they do that. When they're like, oh, here's a thing I like, knowing it's going to be taken away, whether that's campaign 1, 2, or 3. It's like, oh,
yeah.
I know where you are in the campaign when you wrote this.
Yeah. It's always fun.
So I'll take this opportunity to say, please go rate and review the show if you haven't.
Yeah.
And if you don't like something, well, give us 2 or 3 stars, but please tell us why.
Yeah.
We'd love to improve wherever we can.
Yeah.
You know, I
If you
tell you
give
what...
us 1 or 2 stars and don't put a comment, Shane will never sleep.
No, here's the thing, though. I don't want you to tell me why if it's me. It already happened to me once, and I always said, hey, give me your honest critique. And then it happened once, and it haunts me every second of my life. So you can all say, oh, yeah, give me a 2-star, but tell me why. Like, just don't.
Unless you mean it. Hey, I don't want to hear about I don't hear about my mistakes. I just don't care.
If you
Just talk
think
about the
this
show overall.
If you think this is a 2-star show, just
Oh, you can say my
listen to different
mistakes.
shows. Don't stick around and
I'll
rate
argue
shit. It's
with
not
you.
worth your time. You know how much effort it is to do a rating and a review? If you hate a show, only if you love it. You should leave and go listen to, I don't know, Critical Role.
Dungeons and Dads or something.
Go listen to One Shot Onslaught. Go listen to Halfway to
Yeah.
Heroes. They're good.
You'll love them. Lastly, good news story. An 80-year-old power lifter continues to lift 700 pounds and inspire seniors to hit the gym.
Why do you make them like this?
80-year-old power lifter continues to lift 700 pounds and inspire seniors to hit the gym.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. They're working it, that grandparent.
They do be
They're
working
doing a great
it,
job.
above all else.
I'm just like, I just imagine the 80-somethings in my life, and I'm just like, nah. I'm just going to go take care of them. They can't.
You should have wiped their butts.
No, I got
That's
nothing.
yours? All right.
Good one. Good one.
Wreck that
Read me that
senior.
one more time.
80-year-old power lifter continues to lift 700 pounds and inspire seniors to hit the gym. Now, I don't know if it's like bench press or
Yeah, no. Hey, let me
squat.
tell you. No. You're good. Let me tell you about an epidemic that is happening that most people don't know about if you've never really had to experience it. Did you know that nursing homes are a breeding ground for STDs? And this is really just to explain why you really need to do your squats, because this guy's just referring to just banging these old ladies that are just like out of shape. And so he's like, hey, hit the gym, because like I'm having to do these 700-pound hip thrusts, and I've had both sides replaced. So hit the gym. Keep yourself healthy. Like if I'm gonna get gonorrhea, I don't want to do all this extra work on it. So, fun fact: all that was true. That old people's homes, STD
ridden. Just
hotbed.
Can
That's
confirm.
cesspool.
I've
That
seen
is a
that
fact.
article before.
What?
There he is.
Can confirm.
Great,
have
great
seen that
guys. We
article?
just lost our
Yeah,
80
I've seen the
plus
article.
80 plus audience.
There's
Way
a
to
few
go.
of them.
Are you
There's a
kidding?
few of them, dude.
We're their fucking
What?
material.
Yeah, look on
They
Anchor. You
turn
can
it
see the
on.
age demographic. There's a few of them.
Yeah, they turn it on and have sex to it.
We're
Because
number
nobody
two.
ever expects.
We're the number 2 games podcast in all of Jordan. Which means all those 80-year-old Jordanian
Facts.
men and women love our shit.
Dwayne just broke me.
I'm just telling you, if an orderly walks by an elderly's room and hears this on, they don't expect them to be fucking, but they be fucking.
Fuckaflage. It's like camouflage. It's camouflage. Yeah!
There's a reason. There's a reason that the hot springs has so many downloads.
it's the sexy episode.
They just listen to the
less than 1% is 60
together.
plus.
God.
Less than 1% is 60 plus. You're right. Hey, it matters. All right, Shane. Are you?
Yeah,
wrap it
it's
up?
whatever.
You
Yeah,
gonna do
sure.
it?
It's the whole thing's just funny because you misread the title. Like I wrote this article, you misread the title. It's actually 80-year-olds. So 81-year-old babies are out there powerlifting 700 pounds together, which is still a feat. 81-year-olds lifting 700 pounds. It's a concerted effort. On all of their parts, but like they do that and they inspire their seniors because everyone is older than them, so literally everyone is their senior, so they're inspiring literally everyone to go to the gym because holy shit, those babies are fucking jacked.
Is that China's construction force? They're just using 1-year-olds. to
Well,
move
I could
their-
get into the specifics
shit
of
now.
why we need powerful babies in this country and who, if you follow the money, why it leads to very powerful, strong babies in the Republican National Convention. But instead, what I will say is do your research, wake up from your sweet, sweet dream, you little sheeple, and instead get on down to the gym and get strong enough to fight a baby. Or 80 of them.
80 babies.
And,
And if you want to fight 80 strong babies, you better
Good
work out
luck.
until you weigh 701 pounds, motherfucker.
and with that, we
Because
say,
they've been ready for you at 700.
we love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
If you weigh 701 pounds, we don't want you to go fight 80 babies. We just have to say that legally.